You probably love the bear.
You can throw down, huh?
The stress.
I need shit. Listen to the words.
That's 100% accurate.
The fuck?
Like, I suffer for this in like such a beautiful way. All right, let's get this episode going. I'm excited for this one. This is a very personal episode. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Kino's Quest. If you clicked on this video, you probably love the bear just like I do. It's probably the most accurate kitchen, restaurant, show, or movie ever produced. And I'm gonna give you a breakdown of several of the scenes and how they parallel with my life, having worked in the restaurant industry for over 20 years. So after season 1 of The Bear aired, I got a few phone calls. I'd say maybe like 10 to 20 phone calls. And I think that sparked some people's curiosity of like, you know, what's going on in this industry? It's kind of like this mysterious what goes on behind the curtain kind of thing. And then season 2 airs and I must have got like 150 phone calls of people asking me like, is that real? Is this really what happens in the restaurant industry? I'm gonna break them down for you. Before I do so, since this industry is kind of like a shit show, I'm gonna have a beer to start. Julian, you want a beer? There you go. So you all know Julian. You know, he's an absolute novice. He doesn't know anything about the restaurant industry or professional kitchens, and he's one of the guys that called me after season 1 aired. And he asked me a whole bunch of questions. So a lot of the questions that I'm gonna be answering today come from him, and probably similar to the questions you might have as well. All right, so one of the main questions I got is the stress.
These guys gotta pick up their orders now.
I need chips.
Of this industry. Is that real? Is what they portray in The Bear as stressful as working in a real professional kitchen? And hands down, 100% the answer is yes.
We don't have any more.
Fucking find them, god fucking damn it, Tina.
It's wild. Why would anyone ever want to be in this industry? I don't know, I think you gotta be masochistic. I think you gotta like love the pain and like embrace it. You have to thrive in the chaos.
I was just like immediately obsessed with the controlled chaos.
So you have to like enjoy getting burnt and stabbed.
I got stabbed. Not right now. I got stabbed.
And cut and trip on things and bumping into people, and you have to love to sweat your ass off, which is never really comfortable, and you're in front of like a 2,000 degree oven or a burner range or a fryer boiling at 350 degrees, and it's just wild. Like, you never really choose this industry. It kind of like chooses you based on the kind of person that you are. I don't know, I was a bad kid. I was one of those kids that like came home in the cop car a few times more than I should have, and I have no direction. I'm there with my mom at this open kitchen in Santa Monica, California, and I'm watching the cook, you know, throw these mussels into the hot pan, and like I see the saute, they jump up in the air, he grabs the white wine, he puts the white wine in the pan. I look over at my mom and like, I think I want to go to culinary school.
The special moments, you know, of your life, like, you know, they always happen around food.
Once I got into culinary school, they definitely treat you intense. So I was trained by the chefs and the instructors that came up in the 80s, and they didn't respect HR as much as they do now. So that one scene in The Bear where Carmy's getting yelled at by that chef and he's in his face just like belittling him and talking shit to him like that.
You're terrible at this. You're no good at it. Go faster, motherfucker. Keep going faster. Why are you so slow?
Yeah, that has happened to me. I worked with a guy who would just ask you questions that no matter how you answered them, you just felt like a piece of shit. I have worked with chefs that have thrown sheet pans and pots and pans at you. I don't manage my kitchen like that at all, because I kind of came out of that going like, I would never want that to happen to me, although it did. So I don't do that to any of my employees. But I will tell you that that is very accurate, and I'm sure that there are a ton of kitchens today that still operate very similar to this way. The restaurant industry, hospitality, like, we hire the unhirables, which is like a horrible way of saying it, and I apologize. I'm one of you. I'm a pirate. I'm the unhirable. you know, sometimes we can't find better jobs and we just default to this, and we, like, my first job was a busboy in this industry, and we kind of like work up the ranks, and then all of a sudden 10 years goes by or 20 years goes by and you blink and you've been in this industry for half your life. So there's a part in The Bear season 1 where the tickets are coming out of the printer nonstop. The entire ticket rail is just full of tickets, and we call that being in the weeds. And in a way, it's like the weeds have grown up your legs and you can't move because you're so inundated by, like, the pressure of this situation is so grand where you need to work 100 miles an hour. You don't want to burn yourself. You need to execute each dish with absolute perfection. If you're on expo, like what I work, you need to see every single one of those tickets. You need to know the timing of every ticket. You need to be watching all of your cooks to make sure that they're plating things, cooking things correctly, not burning things. You have the servers that are coming to you, giving you modifications from tables. You have 1,000 things happening at the same time, and you have to be able to handle all of that in a way that is like cool, calm, and collected, and you don't always do, and so sometimes you blow up, and thank God I've never blown up the way that Carmy did in that one episode with Sid. That was just way too much.
I'm gonna order them.
Stop.
I'm gonna talk to Mark.
Now get the fuck off my expo chef now!
And then it becomes a ballet, which is really cool because you're working in a tight, cramped area, and you are spinning around each other, and you're picking up a pot, and you're bringing a pan over here, and someone's got a knife over there, and tongs, and you're moving across a dish and a plate. And if you aren't working in unison, then you bump into each other. Again, another great episode, right? Sydney's coming around and she doesn't say corner, and Richie is coming this way and he bumps into her and the cake falls on the floor, and he's like,
You didn't say corner.
you didn't say corner, you didn't say corner. Well, yeah, that was her fault. She didn't say corner.
Corner.
Kitchen crews, we're a different breed. Everyone who works in this hospitality industry is a little bit different. We are that, like, masochistic kind of person, and what lends itself to that is being a part of a crew. There's such a culture in the restaurant industry, whether it's through family meal, whether I'm cooking, breakfast for the guys and serving them that before the shift starts. We're this tight-knit, like, pirates crew, and, like, we sweat together, we burn together, we bleed together, and that's what fuses the family of the hospitality industry together, more so than I would assume. And again, I've never been in like a dentist office or anything like that, but I don't know how closely knit those people are, but I think that a lot of times when you go through great suffering or great tragedy, it bonds you more, and we kind of go through great suffering and great tragedy every single shift. And then, like, beyond that, something else that bonds all of us is like tattoos and piercings. Like, again, we're a pirate crew, like this entire industry, and it's funny, like, I would say that if you went into any restaurant almost anywhere in the world, the chances of at least one person having multiple tattoos in that are like 99%. You bond through just like being rebels, being like rejects. Like, that person's not getting a job in a bank. I would be bored in the first 3 hours. Like, I need to feel the rush. I need to feel the adrenaline.
You know, I've been an adrenaline junkie my whole life.
That's one of the biggest things. Like, the adrenaline is insane. There's nothing like it. Like, I've been skydiving with sharks. I've bungee jumped. I've done like every crazy, stupid thing you could possibly think of, and none of it compares to the intensity of working in full adrenaline for like 8 hours straight during the meal period. There's nothing in the world like that. So Julian asked me about what I eat when I come home, and that's actually a very, very common question. Do chefs at the very highest caliber, like Michelin star restaurants, what do you eat when we come home? Dude, we eat the most basic food. So Carmy eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is dead accurate. I love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. If you haven't seen my sandwich video, just click right up here and that'll link you to the sandwich video, and I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in it. After a long day of work, like, dude, we're not gonna make like 15, 20 move dishes at home. We want the most simple thing. You've been bang, 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 bang the whole day, that you just want to come home, open the refrigerator, cereal. You just want to pour a big ass box of cereal and some milk and just sit there and let your brain go. You know? You recording? No?
Yeah.
Oh. You're good. You're good. You're sneaky, You're sneaky. And then as far as like things breaking, 100% things break at the worst possible time.
Oh no, I know what this is.
and things never break on a Monday or Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Ever. They break on a Friday night at 9 p.m. or a Sunday brunch at 11:30, and that is just the way this industry is, and there's no doubt about that. Julian asked me about blue tape, painter's tape. You see it all the time in the Bear. In my restaurant, dude, this shit is everywhere. Like, if I like walk over here and I like grab this, like salt, blue tape. Hey, parchment paper, this box ripped, blue tape. This is a dredger, it's wrapped, right? Blue tape. So, blue tape. It's in all of our kitchens. Julian's asking about like hands please and every second counts and like some of this like herd, corner, like restaurant terminology. You know, we speak in our own language. Hands please. Herd. And when you're at a certain level and you're at Expo and you're asking for your servers or your food runners to be there to take the food from Expo to the table, we say hands please. And when our guests, which we have an open kitchen, you can see that there's a big, huge doorway right there. When I call for hands please, the guests that hear that understand that we are executing with respect, with kindness, with professionalism.
305, hands please.
My hand, chef?
When we are saying for pork belly walking in and my kitchen says heard, I guess it's like the restaurant way of saying I acknowledge and understand what you just communicated to me, and I will in fact take what you've communicated to me and do what you need me to do. And so you're saying all that in one word.
Table 38, 2 people.
So regarding every second counts, which we also have posted up in our office, I've had that for years. It's about acknowledging that in this industry, every second that you're clocked in, every second that you're inside of the restaurant, you need to be doing something to better the restaurant.
Let's pick it up. Every second counts.
When you are working in this kitchen, if you can like embody that, you just become a better employee. You become a better part of the machine. We're a bunch of little cogs in a wheel, and like the more efficiently we work together, the better we can execute at a very high level with proficiency and excellence. What the Bear has done is it has kind of like lifted the veil in a way and shown the general public what we go through to execute food for them. Like small and medium-sized restaurants, like they're the heartbeat of feeding neighborhoods. What we go through and what it takes to feed America, the Bear gave a glimpse into that and into like the suffering of that. And let's not even talk about like the pay and the cost and the small margins. Like the fact that we have to maneuver and pivot through so many different situations, having nothing to do with how good the food on the plate is.
Yeah, no, it's a miracle these places exist. Preach.
Like, I hope that the viewer, I hope that you guys see what we go through to feed you all throughout the entire country. Like, it's not easy, but we do it because we love it.
Thomas, do you know why cooks cook? We cook to nurture people.
Like, I'm in love with food. Like, I love cooking more than anything in the entire world. Like, it's so deep inside of me. Like, I wouldn't know what I would do if I wasn't cooking. Like, it's who I am. Like, at the deepest core. And like, as hard as it is, as challenging as this industry is, like, I'm in love with it. I'm absolutely in love with cooking.
That was beautiful.
That's the truth. Like, you suffer. Like, I suffer for this in like such a beautiful way. All right, that's a wrap for this episode of Kino's Quest. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. This was a very vulnerable episode for me. I hope that you were able to take a look inside of what my life is in this restaurant industry and compare it to the Bear and see how accurate it was. There's a lot of beauty in the chaos of this industry, and I hope that I didn't turn anyone away from it. I hope that I gave you some understanding of how incredible this industry is, but it is also an extremely challenging industry. I wouldn't have it any other way. If you like this episode and want to see my next episode, click right here. If you want to see my previous episode, click right here. Bye.